am super excited to be going live tonight inside of the Confident AF CEO Mindset Group for all of you badasses out there. My name is Brandon Foster. I am known as the Confidence Coach. I am here to help you grow and scale your business, to help you increase your sales, attract higher level clients, and create bigger breakthrough opportunities inside of your business by changing how you think and believe about yourself, what is possible for you, about how much God loves and adores you inside of your business. And if you all probably know, this is a really exciting time inside of my Born to Slay high level mindset mastermind for badass business owners like you. It is the first time in over 2 years that I've started to rewrite some of the core curriculum. And for the very first time, I'm going to teach it live. And so to celebrate this incredible occasion, and you guys can go back through the social media posts and all that kind of stuff to see and hear more about that. But today, what I'm going to do, I'm going to present an actual presentation today on how to create savage sales and power plays with certainty inside of your business. This is not a normal live stream. This is not a fluffy training that I'm giving today. This is a training. This is a opportunity for you all to really hear some higher level concepts that I don't normally share for free. Normally people pay me. And I just wanted to add an incredible amount of value. We have so many brand new people over the last 6 months who have joined this community. Some of you all know me from Wanderlust Campus. Some of you all know me because of my book, Confident AF, Unleash Your Inner Badass. Some of you know me from my podcast, Confident AF Live. You all know me from a lot of different places. But all I want to do this evening is to teach you how to create savage sales and power plays with certainty inside of your business. Now, before I get started, I would love for you all to comment and let me know, where are you from? Where are you listening to? I would love to know who is here, who is present with me this evening as I go live to share my heart to you in a way that I've never quite shared it before. So we are going to do, I should say, welcome to the live tonight. That's what I just did. We are going to talk about creating savage sales and power plays with certainty. And make sure that you stay tuned to the very end of this, because at the very end of this, I am actually going to give you a sneak inside look at the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. Normally, I never do this. I only do this on one-on-one deep dive calls with people who are interested to see how I can actually help them grow and scale their business through creating certainty, through their thoughts, their beliefs, their paradigms. Stay tuned to the end of today for that. Are you all excited to be here this evening? We got Florida. We have Arizona. I love getting the LFG. What's up, John? John, I have to say something to you. So what I wanted to say to you, John, is that I'm really, really, really excited about you specifically. I loved all of the photos of you on photo shoots this last week, I guess it was, where you're filming videos and testimonials for people. I loved all of that. I loved all of that. So we are going to talk about creating savage sales and power plays with certainty. And I couldn't be more excited. Actually, you know what? I just realized that not only is this basically a speech that I've been paid to give to high ticket coaches, to travel professionals, but this is actual one of the mini boosters that is actually inside of the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. So this is high level stuff today, y'all, that I'm really excited to share with all of you, to encourage you and to help you inside of your business. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes today. So today I'm going to share with you 12 truths to become confident AF. Now, I'm doing a little bit of a switcheroonie for you, because you know what? Confidence is certainty. That is literally one of the definitions of confidence. So when you see on the title of this that says creating savage sales and power plays with certainty, we are talking about confidence. This is not your kindergarten confidence. This is not the you can do it, Jimmy confidence. This is the confident AF, confident as forgiven for faith-based, confident as fuck for the energetic component, that you can have what you believe, and as the desires that have been placed in your heart, you can actually have them, you can realize them inside of your business. That is what we are going to be talking about today, and I could not be more excited. So let's first talk about what is confidence. Confidence is a state of being certain about the truth of something. It's the feeling of assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities and qualities. Now, when I help business owners, no matter if they are just going from 5K to 10K must, 10K to 25K, 50K to 100K, whether that's revenue, whether that's sales, none of that matters. What does matter is knowing and understanding that your confidence can always increase on every new level of your business. And I think I might get into this a little bit later, but it is the confidence, competence, courage loop. I call it the 3C loop inside of my Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. And Jim Quick, who has an incredible book called Limitless, he was known as the boy with a broken brain. He actually has what he calls a confidence competence loop, which is basically you do a skill inside of your business, whether that's email marketing, social media, sales, hiring, standard operating procedures, SOPs. If you're educating a team, you have these skill sets that you're developing to grow and scale your business. And I think every entrepreneur starts as a solopreneur, and then you start hiring a team. And the idea is that you become more confident, more certain of what you can do as you increase your competence. But there's a big piece that my friend Jim left out, and that is you got to have courage to try new things. You have to have courage to do them on a higher level. And so whenever I meet with someone, and in fact, Michael is a great example of this, and congratulations, Michael, on getting invited to speak for Travelmation. I'm so incredibly proud of you. But Michael's inside of the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind right now. And we were talking earlier this week about all the wins that he's had inside of the program. And he said, you know, I'm a very confident person. I came into the program a very confident person, but I'm leaving the program with way more confidence than I came in with. And I just want to say that's the whole entire point, because you might be confident to have the current level that you have right now for sales or clients or team members, but are you confident to triple that, quadruple that, 100 times that? Because when you start to feel uncomfortable, that is where the growth is. And that is a new level of confidence. It's no different than somebody who says, yeah, I can bench. And it's like, yeah, I can bench 150 pounds. And it's like, can you bench 200? Can you bench 250? Can you bench 350? Everybody has a new level of confidence for them to grow and develop themselves as a business owner. Now, for me, I have basically, there's 3 pieces for me that are really important for a business owner to have savage sales and create power plays with certainty inside of the business. There's basically 3 buckets of confidence. You have to have belief in what you can do, what you can develop, belief in who you already are, which is, this is who God created you. This is your natural talents, natural abilities. And then you also have to have confidence, certainty that God has your back. You know what the number one reason why a lot of people join this Facebook group, a lot of people reach out to me, no matter if they have multiple $1 million in sales or whether they're just starting out, it's one of the biggest common denominators is simply overwhelm. And overwhelm just means you're trying to do it all on your own. My 2 newest podcast episodes are actually going to talk about overwhelm. One will come out. Actually, I think one came out today, and I think the next one is coming out next week. And you can feel free to listen to those on iTunes and Spotify. But overwhelm is usually created from not utilizing co-creation. You and God, you and the creator of the universe actually working toward goals together inside of your business. And the only thing I want to add to that is that it's not a normal muscle. It's not a normal muscle, because one of the things that I feel like we as entrepreneurs often pride ourselves with is we take great pride in what we have accomplished. And the truth is I am slowly learning more and more every single day that it's not about me. And the more that I allow God to help me inside of my business, the easier it gets every single day. All right. So those are the 3 pieces of confidence that are really going to help you grow and scale your business. And notice that self-assurance is basically the idea of self-assurance. Self-assurance means an actual promise of one's abilities or qualities. By the way, do you know the number one thing that erodes your self-trust in yourself to grow and scale your business? It's when you tell yourself you're going to do something inside of your business and then you don't actually do it. When you don't honor your own agreement, your own commitment to yourself, that's the number one detriment, because the only person that can move your business forward by taking action is you. And in fact, faith isn't fully exercised unless there's action along with it. And faith is, again, assurance, promise of things hoped for and not yet seen. Very, very powerful things for your business. Okay, so the first one is, do not underestimate the small steps. The small steps, the small habits, the small growth inside of your business. It is often the subtle, tiny shifts that I give my clients that helps them to unlock crazy, amazing things inside of their business. I believe one of the very first examples of this that I experienced when I started coaching travel entrepreneurs, gosh, now it's been almost 5 years ago, which was this idea of wave season. I think many of you all saw me post about this on Facebook and you're like, yeah, we don't believe in wave season, but that would just be one really, really tiny example. One of my favorite affirmations that's a great example of this is, at one point, as I was building and scaling my business, I started to feel like I didn't have enough people on social media to hit the sales goals that I wanted to hit. And so anytime that you don't believe that you can hit a sales number, a hiring goal, attract that high level of client because of XYZ reason, that becomes a major stumbling block of what you can believe. And if you can't believe it, you can't actually call it in. It creates resistance for you to do it inside of your business. And I remember this small, tiny shift that I had that was a divine download was, however many followers I have is all I need to hit my next sales goal. However many followers I have is all I need to hit my next sales goal. And that's one of the reasons, and I use this for my email list too, and that's one of the reasons for the coaching business that I have, because I have 2 businesses, was I was able to hit over, I think it was 200K or 150K in sales with an email list of less than 200 people. And that was because I believed it was possible. I wasn't tying the hands of God to show out in favor in me behind my back because of a lack of belief. But what I always tell people is the most important piece for your business is to show up. And as you grow and scale your business, to show up in different ways and to show up consistently. And so when I'm coaching a new entrepreneur, or whether I'm coaching a very experienced entrepreneur who has a large team, it's always about, what is a new thing, new skill we can develop for you that is going to take you practically toward where you want to go, that needs to be developed. So for someone who has a team of like 100, maybe it's like really good executive communication. A lot of leaders do not understand emotional intelligence. They don't understand why people do what they do. They don't understand personal values. They don't understand how to get employee buy-in. They don't know how to tease what's going to be on like team meetings to get them to show up for those. There's a lot of nuance in emotional intelligence as leadership, because the power of leadership is influencing thinking. So maybe for them, it would be communication. Maybe for somebody else, it is someone who understands sales, understands marketing, but now it's time to stack and start to do video. Video is a whole different kind of marketing. It's a whole different power, because people can hear your voice. They can see your eyes. They can get a sense of your personality and who you really, really are. And the thing is everything stacks. And a great example of this is when I decided to do my podcast, Confident AF Live, I decided that I would do it every single week. Well, what happens at the end of the year? You have 52 podcast episodes. Now I'm at 80 episodes. And the other cool thing is then I made my decision to write my book, right? And it was the decision to write my book to start writing my book that stacked and stacked and stacked. My book comes out. So what do you all think one of my call to actions is in every single podcast episode? It's buy my book. But all of those pieces stack because now I have 80 podcast episodes that I can recommend to coaching clients inside of Born to Slay. That if people message me, I can say, hey, listen to this podcast episode. This is going to bring you a tremendous amount of encouragement. If someone isn't ready to go into Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind, I can say, hey, buy my book. Everything is stacking all the time in your business, but you can't stack anything until you actually begin. You have to begin, you have to start. And then after you start, you have to be consistent. So there's two pieces of small steps that you should never underestimate. One is the small, tiny, subtle shifts. And this is my huge zone of genius that I love to do with my clients, especially on our one-on-one calls. In fact, I just onboarded a brand new travel agency owner this last week. He has a team of 100. He's been in the business for a decade. I'm super excited to have him inside of the mastermind. And one of the things that we did, we talked about all the things that he actually knows that he needs to do inside of his business. And I offered a whole bunch of different small, tiny, subtle shifts just to help him start to click and think about those situations and circumstances differently. One of the small, tiny, subtle shifts is he feels like he has to do some hard things inside of his business. And I told him, none of this stuff is hard. It's just the energy behind it that causes it to feel hard inside of your business. I remember when I had to have a very, very hard conversation with somebody on a partner that I really didn't want to have. And it was my own mindset coach who said, it's not a hard conversation. Your lips and mouth is moving just like when you order your Dairy Queen Blizzard from Dairy Queen that you love so much. It's the same action, same, neural pathways of telling your brain what to do. You're speaking words. It's no different action. It's the energy of what are they going to think? What are they going to say? How are they going to react? How am I going to come across? How am I going to be perceived? What are they going to think of me after? What is going to happen after the fact for my business? Like all of these what if scenarios, these emotional components, these triggers cause things to feel hard inside of our business. And one of my favorite things that I do with my coaching clients is we look at why certain things feel hard, feel uncomfortable. What is the emotion behind that? What are the thoughts behind that? And we work them so you feel safe, excited, and eager to move forward inside of your business. So the third truth is you only want to remember your wins and you forget all the losses. I love this truth, which is that the reason why most business owners do not have savage sales and do not create power plays with certainty and are not attracting higher level clients is because they repeat the same thoughts with the same feeling and the same actions almost every single day inside of their business. In fact, scientifically, it's been proven that we think over 70,000 thoughts in a day, and 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before. And when you think the same way as you did before, you create the same emotions as the day before, and you create the same actions as the same before. So your life is not really changing. And I remember recently I was on Facebook, and because of the high-level masterminds that I have joined to help myself grow and scale my businesses, there are some people out there who are really kicking ass out there. And one of them said that he made the decision to do in 1 month what would normally take someone, I think it was 6 years. It was 6 years. It was one really core, powerful decision that he decided he was going to do what would take someone 6 years. He was going to do it in a month. And you know what? His business reflects it. And it's not that he's special. He puts on his socks and underwear the same way as all as you do. It is a core decision that he was okay being uncomfortable. He was okay with putting in the work. And here's the thing. I'm a huge fan of higher level thinking, working smarter, not harder. And also there is a time and there is a place to really boil down inside of your business and put the grind for a period of time to really set yourself up for massive success inside of your business. So Only remember the wins, forget all the losses basically means to let go of your past. It means to forgive your past, to let go of your past, let go of what people told you you could do and you couldn't do, to let go of the rejection, the people who said no to you. Let go of the times that it didn't work out in your favor. Let go of all of that, because when you drag that with you, that becomes the negative what ifs you ask yourself when you go to take action inside of your business. You start to get in that negative what if hamster wheel. It creates doubt, it creates fear, it creates worry. And where fear and worry and doubt only grows, it becomes more powerful the longer you don't take action. And it actually creates paralysis inside of your business. And if you're not growing, that is where your business is going to die. And so every day is a new day. Every day should be treated like a new day. You should only remember the wins. In fact, inside of the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind, one of the challenges I have for all of my students inside of there is to keep records of their wins. Because as you're affirming and changing your thoughts and affirming new things for your life, for your business, what you believe about God, co-creation, as you're affirming all these new things, and you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're integrating those two pieces together, you need to have evidence to stack that will help you to integrate them as truth. It's like the first thing whenever you are in a sales position, the most important thing when you first start is to get a first sale. Because once you have that first sale, now you're in that confidence, competence, courage loop. And now, because you've gotten the sale, you know it's possible to get another sale. So the most important thing is to get that very, very, very first sale. The fourth thing is to have core beliefs. Core beliefs are what I call unparalleled anchors to your growth. Now, if you're familiar with the affirmation is something you choose to believe and say over your life and your business over and over again, to stair step, to integrate a new level of what you believe is possible, to help you take action that you haven't done before. Core beliefs are a little bit different. And actually, again, inside of my Mindset Mastermind, we talk about affirmations, core beliefs, and then we also have a faith statement. The way that I describe core beliefs is that core beliefs are, no matter what a situation or circumstance looks like, it's something that you default back to that is anchored in truth in your heart. So if you're a faith-based person, you would definitely want to use Bible verses for this. You would definitely want to use some of your favorite Bible verses. Let those be core beliefs over your life, over your business. One of mine is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord God, not to harm you, but to prosper you, to give you a hope and to give you a future. One of my core beliefs that has served me very, very well for building my businesses, and I still use it every single day, is God does not set me up for failure. Now, recently, I've been switching that core belief a little bit because you can see that from my past, I had a lot of disappointments growing up. I had a lot of disappointments in my early childhood, and I always felt like God was setting me up for failure or that something bad was going to be right around the corner. So that had to shift. And it served me for a very good, longish period of time inside of my businesses for the last 4 or 5 years, but it's still a little bit on the negative end of the stick. So now the new affirmation is God is always setting me up for my next success. God is always setting up for next success. My next success is happening, and it's happening right now. God is setting them up for success. God is setting me up for success. So it's just a little bit different. It's just another step up versus what I had previously. But there's a lot of different core beliefs that I go over with people that are inside of my mastermind. And the idea behind, again, a core belief is it doesn't matter how things look like. So if I'm looking at my KPIs for my business and it's like, oh, it looks like things are a little bit slow. First thing to remember about KPIs is they represent past actions and past thoughts, not what you're creating right now. And that's where a lot of business owners get hung up, is they let KPIs create new beliefs for them. And so they get stuck very quickly. Because if you start to think it's not working, or it's a downturn, or it's a slow month, or it's a slow year, you start to affirm it is, and then you believe that it is. And now you're trying to prevent it, but you already believe it. And that's how a lot of people get stuck. So just remember that with KPIs. But let's say I was looking at my KPIs and I'm like, oh, I don't like this, and I know I'm going to change it. I would immediately say, God does not set me up for failure. These KPIs are not to hurt me. They're going to help me. They're going to propel me. If I have a new coaching client, it's always, they're not going to fail inside of this container. I'm not going to fail as a coach because God doesn't set them up for failure. It doesn't set me up for failure. And again, that is now flipped, right? Now I'm affirming something new, which is God is setting them up for massive success by joining this program. God is setting me up for massive success by coaching them. Everyone is set up in massive success because God loves everybody. God wants everybody to be successful. So you got to have core beliefs. Core beliefs really help you as a business owner to take risks. You know, everyone wonders, like, how do people win big? You win big by taking calculated risk. You win big in business by having conversations other people aren't willing to have. You win big in business by doing things that other people aren't willing to do. You win big in business by creating habits that other people aren't willing to create, by showing up when other people aren't willing to show up. That's just the nature of the truth. If you want to have what the top 1% has, you got to think like the top 1%. You got to do what the top 1% does. I remember when I decided to go into the gym and I really wanted to create abs. And I was like, how do people get abs in the gym? And I found out what it was. And it was like, you have to hang from the bar and you have to raise your legs with your own body weight. And if you really want to get more abs, then you got to put medicine balls between your legs. Same thing with your arms. You got to do pull-ups. And if you're doing pull-ups, then the next thing you got to do if you want bigger arms is not only do pull-ups, but you're going to put a 45-pound weight belt around and have 45 pounds of extra weight. You got to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. And one thing I'm very proud of every single person inside of my Mindset Mastermind Born to Slay is every single person inside there comes in and they're all willing to do things they haven't previously done before. Everybody's in a different trajectory. Everybody's in a different place inside of their business. So the actions that they're doing are not the same, but they're all willing to do things that they haven't done before. The next piece is making sure you drop your ego. Stick to your genius and let other people bring theirs. This took a while for me to get behind. I remember as I was growing and scaling the travel side of my business, and there was a point where I had been the mindset expert for Wanderlust Campus for a little while. I had really started to get comfortable in my ability to coach and help travel entrepreneurs on their mindset to grow and scale their business, whether they were brand new entrepreneurs, whether they were professionals transitioning, whether they were more experienced, or even CEOs who are very experienced in coming in. I started to become very comfortable in that. And with my own team, if my own team wasn't doing the actions that I thought they should be doing inside the business, I thought, well, I'm the mindset expert. I will just convince them, change their thinking, and get them to be able to do what I want them to do. And the truth is, that's manipulation. That's control. You can't force anybody to believe a certain way. You can't manipulate somebody to act how you want them to do. I mean, I guess you could, the way that you would do that in leadership, which is the wrong way to lead. It's not really leadership. Again, it's control. Manipulation is reward and punishment, right? And I realized that my ego was saying, oh, you're a mindset expert. You can get people to think whatever you want to think. And the truth is, they have to be willing to think differently. They have to be willing to hear what I have to say. They have to have open heart. And in fact, if you all have seen some of my posts, people sometimes ask me, they go, what does it take to be extremely successful inside of your Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind? The truth is, you just have to have open heart and you have to be willing, because the more willing you are to see things differently inside of your business, the more willing you are to see yourself differently, the more willing you are to question what appears to be true and decide new thoughts, new beliefs, the more willing you are to step outside of your comfort zone, the more willing you are to try new things, the more willing you are. Free will is your greatest gift, by the way. The more willing you are, the more growth you're going to experience and the better results you're going to experience. The people who soar the highest inside of my Born to Slay Mastermind are always the people who are the most willing to see things differently, do things differently, believe differently, act differently inside of their business. Because it goes back to that 90% of the same thoughts, 90% of the same action, all those pieces. So you got to drop your ego, know what you're good at, and realize that anything you're not good at is an opportunity for other people to bless you, to bless your life, and bless your business. I understand practical pieces. I am a smart, practical business person. I am. And I don't love to teach it. And that's not my zone of genius. My zone of genius is helping people overcome their fear, worries, and doubts to think differently about themselves, think differently about their career, think differently about what they can do and can't do inside of their business, so that they take practical tools and resources and they do what they've never, ever done before. That's why if you see on social media, I say increase sales, attract higher level clients, get better opportunities and breakthroughs without reinventing the wheel or doing 10 times more work. Because most people inside of the business, they already know what they should be doing, and they have a really good grasp and understanding of the basics. And at that point, you need to develop your gut instinct, your divine intuition, trust the Holy Spirit of what is the right action, right for you, right at this time to growing your scale, your business based on your strengths. And who knows better all of that than your creator, which is why co-creation is a huge piece of the program. The next piece is that nothing is bad ever. When you don't hit your sales, it's not bad. It's good. When a client says no, it's not bad. It's good. Everything is always redirection to help you reach your next level inside of your business. Everything is redirection, always. That's all it is. The reason why we often, as business owners, make things mean things is because we have default emotions we're attached to, whether it's rejection, whether it's insecurity, whether it's disappointment. Those are usually the three biggest ones: rejection, insecurity, and disappointment, that I tend to help a lot of business owners with. Is once you remove those emotions, you don't find yourself becoming paralyzed or victim mentality or weeping. Like, it's not a big deal. Can you imagine if Thomas Edison was trying to create the light bulb and it didn't work the first time and he was crying in his office about how dumb he is and how he's not going to happen and yada, yada, yada. Like, no, it's just like, okay, it doesn't work. We're going to try something else. That's it. Like, that has to be the mentality that nothing is ever bad. Everything is fine. Everything is great. It's just redirection and you're just growing. That's all it is. And so a big piece of this is I have to teach a lot of business owners to break up with their assignment and meaning. If they have a large team, we got to break up with assignment and meaning of team behaviors. We got to break up with assignment and meaning when it comes to KPIs. If it's a little bit of a newer entrepreneur, we have to break up with the meaning of feeling stupid, it's taking too long, it's not working, like depending upon, and honestly, those emotions and feelings can happen even if you've been in the business for 10 years, because at a certain point, you should always be trying and doing something new. It's like Oprah Winfrey when she was building her television network, and like it was like technically a big failure at first. She had to apply all these same principles so she could keep growing and scaling. So the next one is, what number am I? Y'all know what number I am? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on 7. So we have 5 more after this. Courage slays. If you run from your fears, they'll chase you. Anything you run from is chasing you. And the reason why I call myself the confidence coach, I've had a lot of people call me the encouragement king. And my favorite thing ever inside of my Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind, besides the group coaching calls every single week, is the one-on-one. The one-on-one is hands down my favorite piece. And I don't know why I have this gift. I don't know why God gave it to me, but I have the blessing of encouraging people. And if you look at the literal definition of encouragement, encouragement means to give courage. And what defeats fear? Courage. And so when you as a business owner are going to grow and scale your business, you need to have lots of courage to consistently try new things and to consistently try new things on brand new levels in ways that you've never done it before. And the reason why I love my one-on-one coaching sessions so much is because I can pour so much encouragement and encourage into my clients so that they can overcome fears inside of their business, whether that fear is letting part of their team go, whether the fear is having hard conversations with their team, whether the fear is doing video, whether the fear is hiring, whether the fear is trusting people again to do things that you think you're better at. Like the fears go on and on and on and on and on. And it's not if you'll experience fear in your business, it's you already know this. You experience fear all the time inside of your business. But the people, because the fear never goes away, it's an understanding of fear that I offer, recognizing the emotion, why it's happening, what it's caused by, identifying it, and choosing to face the fear and overcome it. As my friend Amanda Francis says, every fear is a fear you get to overcome. And as I always say, on the other side of every fear is your biggest next blessing. And so courage is really, really important. And the analogy I give all the time inside my mastermind is like the Velocicoaster. I sent an email about this too, but it's like the Velocicoaster. You go up there and you see it and you get this fear, you get some butterflies, but if you don't hesitate and you get on it or a friend drags you on it, the coaster is over and you've conquered the fear. You faced it. Now, if you wait and you don't ride it and you watch people go round and round and round and round and round, the fear just grows and grows and grows. And it becomes more and more powerful. Action is what kills fear inside of business. Action kills fear inside of your business. And the other thing I would say too is that you got to keep riding the Velocicoaster, and you got to ride even scarier roller coasters to really continue to neutralize the fear. You always have to be stair stepping up. It's kind of like people get scared sometimes when they have like really big sales month or really big income breakthroughs or really big clients. And the reason why is because it's new energy. It's new things that they've accomplished inside of their business. It's not normalized, and they got to make it like another Tuesday. Like riding Velocicoaster, you can ride the Velocicoaster once, wait a year, wait 5 years, go back and be deathly scared again because it didn't neutralize it. It didn't make it a normal Tuesday. But if you ride it 3 times every single day for the rest of your life, it's going to be no big deal. The next piece is your faith matters incredibly well, because as a business owner, you're always desiring to create something new that has not previously existed inside of your business. A new level of sales, a new level of team, a new level of opportunities, new level of partnerships. These are all things that do not currently exist. And in fact, the pre-work of Born to Slay, I talk about your 6 creative faculties. And the 6 creative faculties is what separates us from every other human being on the entire planet, which is all the other animals on the planet, including my 2 cute kittles, Stuart and Betty, is that they are created to blend into their environment, not to stand out, and they cannot create the environment. They just thrive inside of the environment. Human beings, we are the only animals on planet Earth that have the power to create our own environment and create something new. That's why we have the 6 creative faculties. And so part of understanding your business and how to build a business is understanding those 6 creative faculties, understanding how to build them to create the outcome, the results, the sales, the higher level clients, the opportunities, the partnerships that you actually want to see. And you're not going to take action toward it until you believe it's possible. And I feel like this is a huge piece that a lot of people miss because it's on every level of your business. Right now, it feels very unbelievable to me personally to be a billionaire. It just does, just being really honest. And I am not going to take action at all to become a billionaire because it doesn't feel like it's possible for me. And there's other financial goals, other things that do feel possible to me. And anything that feels possible to you, you are going to be more willing to take action toward. And remember, faith without works is dead. It's kind of like you believe that the worms are out there. And so because you believe the worms are out, if you're a bird, you believe the worms are out there, so you leave the nest. But you have to leave the nest. You can't stay in the nest to get the worms. You have to believe that they're out there. And so the more that you work on your faith muscle of believing what you can't see, the more you grow and scale your business because you see a broader vision. I remember my clients in Community Mastermind, they talked about how you should be planning your business 5, 10, 15 years out. And that master chess players plan their moves 25 moves out. And that really blew my mind because I'm a guy who likes to do social media for the next week, and it's so funny because I'm such a firm believer in co-creation. And one of the things God told me was, Brandon, I love you so much. Yes, I'm always here to give you answers. I'm always here to give you solutions. I'm always here to help you. And you know what? You can ask me for answers and solutions that you need right now that will help you 10 years from now because I'm God and I already know them. And that was a deeply humbling moment when I got that divine download. I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So faith really does matter. So you got to decide and believe in the positive outcome before the action. If you don't believe in a positive outcome, it's very hard to take action inside of your business. And that's one of the biggest things that I love when people join Born to Slay is they decide it's going to be wildly successful for them before they join. They decide and they know, and it happens. They have the faith, which is amazing. Next is that reality doesn't mean destiny. Your past and your present never control your future. This is so incredibly important. I'm sure y'all have heard the idea before that there's a reason why the rearview mirror is small, is you're only barely supposed to look behind you. You're supposed to focus on what lies ahead. And I believe that's so true. There's a really important piece here for all of you that are listening to this. It's that your current situation and circumstances are either controlling you or you're changing them. People who change their situations and circumstances are using their free will. They're using their faith. They've decided to create something new. Their creative faculties. There is someone that I really love that's inside of this group. And they had confided in me that they were waiting for something to happen for them financially to help them. And I sent them a random piece of encouragement the other day and said, hey, I would really encourage you to let go of this one solution and be open to all the possibilities and all the things that you can do to create new opportunities for your business. Because you all have the power to create more income streams in your business, more opportunities in your business, more ways for people to pay you, more ways for people to love you, more ways for you to serve. My practical coach was just having that conversation with me a week ago. So reality doesn't mean destiny. And remember, what you have today is a result of past thoughts, past actions, past behavior, past habits. What you do today, what you think today creates tomorrow's results. Okay. Next, relieve your creative burden and get into a confidence and competence loop. It's been a while since I looked at this. And what I want to say about this is that Vincent van Gogh once said, the only way to quiet the voice that says you can't paint is to paint, and then the voice goes away. And I truly believe that the things inside of your business that you should be doing, the next steps inside of your business that are going to be really, really helpful, you need to do them now, do it now, change the thought now, believe differently now, invest now, move forward now, do it now. Because when you start to do things now you have something to stack. You can't improve your social media until you start showing up on social media. You can't improve your YouTube channel until you start showing up on YouTube. You can't improve your client service until you start serving your clients. Everything has to stack inside of your business. So get into that competence loop and apply it to new levels, relieve your creative burden. It's like, I was listening to Amanda Francis the other day, and she said, when I start to take action, more inspired action shows up. When I show up to serve, more ways to serve shows up. So do that. Next is turn the poo-poo into gold. Be empowered by your mistakes. Be empowered by your mistakes. There was a time, and I talk about this in my book. And there was a time when I did a speech, and I was very, very proud of the speech that I gave. And at the same time, I kind of flubbed like the second speech. Like there was a question in the audience where it was a little bit getcha, defensive-y or whatever. And I felt like I had to defend myself. And it was just not good. It was like, and it was so weird because I left after giving the speech and I was like, God, did I do a good job? And I was like, yes, that's the best you ever done. I'm so proud of you. And it was like, okay, so I don't need to improve. And God's like, no, you have a lot of improvement to do. And I was like, I don't understand. Why do I have a lot to improve if I did a really, really good job? And it's like, well, that's the whole definition of growth. And so my encouragement to you all is to really remember that it's okay to make mistakes inside of your business. And you often have your biggest breakthroughs and your biggest learning curve things by making mistakes and not repeating them and turning the poo-poo into gold. So be empowered by your mistakes. Dr. John Demartini has this great idea for how to reframe mistakes, especially if you feel guilt and shame. Because oftentimes our mistakes can impact other people. Like at this conference, it impacted some of the people that were there and obviously who invited me, and they were full of grace, of course. But you write down what happened, what the mistake was, and then you write down the lesson that they learned and write down the lesson that you learned, and everybody gets to harvest the good from it. So anything in your life that has happened, you can do that, where you write down what was the good thing you learned, what was the good thing they learned, how can that be harvested for their good, how can it be harvested for your good, and so is all for everybody's good. The last piece is big fears equal big rewards. Big fears equal big rewards. Always and forever, always and forever, always and forever, always and forever. I really think the bigger the fear, the bigger the blessing. The bigger the fear, the bigger the blessing, the bigger the fear, the bigger the blessing, the bigger the fear, the bigger the blessing. Obviously, you have to do what you're afraid to claim the blessing to receive it. But I truly believe that is what happens inside of our businesses. The bigger the fear that we face and overcome, the bigger the reward. Absolutely. Okay, so how did you all enjoy that? What was your favorite takeaway from this so far? I would love for you to share your favorite takeaways so far in the chat, in the comments. I would love for you all to share that. And I would encouraging and sobering. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what I would love to do right now is I want to go ahead and give you all a sneak peek inside of the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. We have a lot of incredible people in here. I know I've been talking about it. You've seen me share the wins, and I want to show you all what is included in this specific round because Friday is the last day for you to meet with me. It was actually supposed to be today, but my calendar was really full today and my calendar is really full tomorrow. So you have until Friday to actually reach out to me, to meet with me. I would love to hear about your business. I'd love to hear about where you're at. I would love to see how this could serve you and help you. Let me give you an inside sneak peek of everything that is included. So let me go back to present. And we are going to Born to Slay. So it is actually going to be a 6-month container. So you get 2 extra months because I'm going live this time on how to develop the thinking and confidence required to run and operate a wildly successful business without copycatting, a roadmap, instruction manual, increase sales, higher level clients, create bigger breakthroughs without doing 10 times the work or reinventing the wheel. Okay. So right now it's actually 6 months. So you get an extra 2 months inside of the container, which is perfect for the holidays, right? Don't have to worry about the holidays, not maximizing the container. You have extra time means you're in through January, February, March, through April, which is fantastic. You get 13 core curriculum modules, and I'm going to be teaching these live for the very first time for all of those who come inside the group, which I'm really excited about that. And then we have weekly Mindset Live calls. These are actually going to be at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. CST, or whatever, 2 p.m. CST. Private Facebook group and community with unlimited one-on-one support, and then 4 one-on-one coaching calls. So that is what is all included inside of Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. This time frame is what allows you to begin to integrate new ways of thinking and believing with new actions to create new habits inside of your business. That's why this mastermind is longer than some other masterminds that you have, because we're really going deep with the mindset work to break up some deep core beliefs that are not serving you, and really integrating some new next level action that you haven't done before. And it's awkward at times. It's like you've been writing with your right hand your whole entire life, and now you're learning to write with your left hand. And so that takes time. You have to get through that phase of feeling weird, wonky, and is it working, and all that kind of jazz, which is normal, to really start to see those breakthroughs, to really start to see that growth. So you have basically, this is your curriculum outcome. I don't want to spend too much on that. I think I'd rather just show you all what actually looks like inside of the program. So this is actually what's inside of the mastermind. I need to remove that. And then I need to present and share the other page, because that's how this does it. Boom. So this is actually what it looks like inside of the program. So you have your course outline. This is a 13-week core curriculum. It starts with the pre-work, the science, and the mindset. And every single module is going to have videos. It's going to have journal entries. It's going to have some affirmations. So you're going to have different videos for you to watch. I say really it only takes probably about 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day. I think it's really probably closer to 30 minutes a day of work. And honestly, since you're getting 2 extra months, maybe even less than that, as we do the container, there's companion guides as well. And now I need to share it again because it's not going to pop up the thing, but there's little Google documents of companion guides. I had the podcast episodes that relate to these pieces that I'm speaking. And then you also get to do a weekly check-in. So one thing that really sets us apart is you have a weekly check-in. This is what keeps your pulse and the thumbprint on the container. I read them all personally myself. And it's how I keep track of where you are. And on occasion, if I feel called, if I feel led, I'll actually send some more encouragement, some notes to you through DM based on your weekly check-in. So then you also have, I'm going to go back. So that's what a normal module looks like. And it drops every week. A new module drops. For this one, because I'm going live, I'm probably going to do every other week, do a new live module. And then you also have Badass Mindset Bootcamp, which is really the thoughts and the energy behind the pieces that you already know. Excuse elimination is really about eliminating distractions inside of your business. We all have distractions, whether it's kids, whether it's husband, wife, significant other, whether it is just having clients. Like there's always distractions inside of your business. Procrastination, boundaries is a huge one. I know many of you all did the Travel Pro Summits that are inside this Facebook group. That was a very light, short version of boundaries. This is completely next level. And again, there's a companion guide. I got social media, how to increase your close rates, and how to trust humans as you grow and scale your business. Some really, really cool, really amazing things inside there as well. So thank you all so much. My last thing I want to say is comment confident if you'd like to meet me to see how Born to Slay can help take your business to the next level. I would love to meet with you. I have a few spots tomorrow. I do have spots on Friday. I don't take normally any meetings on Friday. So I'm opening up my calendar on Friday for all of you to meet with me to see how I can help you grow and scale your business, get out of your own way. Things that are going away for Born to Slay this time. Badass Mindset Bootcamp is going away. It's the first and last time I'm going to be teaching the container live. There's discounts for full pay. For full pay, you can save, I think it's $1,500 off of full pay. If you join, you're also getting an extra 2 months, which is an extra $1,600 of value. Yeah, this is a really good time to get in, y'all. This is a really important, special time to get in. All right. I love you all so, so, so much. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see you all inside of the Born to Slay Mindset Mastermind. Have a beautiful evening.